Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to make a magnetic snap cover, covered magnetic closure for bags and wallets and purses and things. So I'm going to be using the pink leather for the cover that goes over the magnet itself, and the black leather is going to be what I attach it all to. So you can think of the black leather as like the bag, and then the pink leather as the closure. So I've used that sort of cookie cutter like thing to make a hole within the black leather so that we can put the magnet through that hole. I'm not actually going to be painting the inside of the hole today just because I don't need to for the tutorial, but you can go ahead and do that if you'd like to. The pink leather, I've skived it down to 0.5mm, which is about where you want it to be. You don't really want it much thicker than that, just because it won't really fold over very easily, and you'll start losing a bit of magnetism if you do so. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some contact adhesive, but this one's a solvent based one. I barely use it for anything else. And we're going to put a globule, if that's even a word, on the flesh side of the pink leather that we're going to be covering the magnet with. Obviously, normally you would put the contact adhesive on both sides of the thing that you're gluing together, but for this you want to actually have it just on one side, and then put the magnet on, rub it around in a bit of a circle to fully cover it, and then leave it to dry, just so you it's just how you want to do it, really. Whilst that's drying, we're going to cut the veil donor in half, and you'll see what I use that for in a minute. It's normally actually used as a stiffener and anti-stretch for watch straps, but we're using it in this case. You can use leather for the back of it if you'd prefer to use something softer. Now the trick is to put glue, contact adhesive, all the way round the magnet, and you want it as far around as you're going to be stitching, bearing in mind that you're going to be folding it round, so you will lose some surface area. And you want to get it all the way around, you want to get it on the leather, and you want to get it on the back of the magnet itself. So that's what we're doing there. And you also obviously want to put it on the back of what you are going to be sticking the magnet to. I don't like using this particular adhesive very much. I normally like using a water-based one, but when you're sticking different materials together, you really want something super strong, and solvent-based adhesive is annoyingly strong. Like, once that stuff sticks together, you are not taking it apart. So we're going to fully cover everything, and then we're going to wait for it to dry. You want to just tap it together on the back. You don't want any of the side of the magnet touching the leather to begin with, because you're going to use a bone folder, and you're going to press down into the sort of corner there. So you can see me using the bone folder and pushing it along the magnet and then down into that fold to get it as snug into that area as you can, because you're going to be pushing the bag material, in this case the black leather, around down into that crease. So you really do want it nice and tight into that area. It can be a little bit fiddly the first time you do this. You might end up with a bit of a rounded crease around it, but just take as much time as you need to, because the tighter you can get that leather into that crease, I'll call it, for lack of a better word, the cleaner the whole appearance, the whole closure will be. So I do take quite a lot of time here to really rub that in. As you can see here, like I'm properly pushing it down into that crack. The rest of this material is going to be cut off, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't look great, because you'll literally only see the magnet. You won't see anything else. It'll all be covered and eventually snipped off. I do enjoy doing this though. It is satisfying getting a nice mold around that magnet. I thought I'd show you the whole thing just so you can see just how tight you want to get that. Really sort of working it down into there. So this is the second one I'm doing, and I've sped it up because you've already seen it once, but you can see how tight you wanna work that in. And then once that's done, this is the result. And you do retain a lot of magnetism. These magnets that I'm using are 20 millimeters, so they're substantial size. We're actually going to be doing the same thing with the glue holding it on here. We're only going to be putting it on one side, and then it dries with them together. So you're not putting it on one side, putting it on the other side, drying it, and then putting it together. You're putting them together wet. And it's a similar technique to how you do a covered snap closure, like a glove snap. You obviously the glue is literally there just to hold it in place whilst you stitch it. There's no other need for the glue. So if you're wondering how much glue you need to put around there, literally just enough so that you can stitch it in place. That's all you need. And you actually don't want it to go very far outside around the edge, because you don't you're going to be snipping a lot of it off. When you're punching those holes, it can be really tedious and actually a little bit annoying to do, because getting a perfect circle with pricking irons isn't very easy. So if you're doing lots of these, I'd actually recommend buying you can buy pricking irons from KS Blade Punch they're circles, and they're designed specifically for this reason. They're designed to go around a 20 millimeter hole. So for the last stitch, you just want to pull it through. You don't need to saddle stitch it, because you're going to be tying a knot in the back, just like this. And then I'm going to be using my scissors to cut off the excess right up until the stitches. As you can see, I'm actually putting the scissors basically on as far over angle as I can, because the more of an angle you can get, the less you'll see. You can actually skive down that edge as well if you prefer, but you want to cut it as close to the stitches as you can, because you're going to be covering this. I'm not covering it in this tutorial just because, one, I don't want to waste the leather, and two, there's no point. When you cover it, you just want to glue around it. You don't actually want to glue on top of the back of the magnet, because you don't want it to be seen, basically. So just glue around it and then glue the lining on it. It's really, really simple to do.